Thank you a lot. And hey, guys, it's all about love and motivation. And I think Stanley did say everything that I want to say. And I think that we share the same, we had the same experience. 2 years ago when I started learning English, I was struggling a lot about, fighting with that fear of making mistake. That was my biggest I can say that was like biggest fear because when I'm talking to other people, when I'm seeing other people speaking English and I'm listening to myself speaking, I was always like, "Yo, are you speaking? Or what are you doing? What are you doing?" So I'm sorry, dear. So I started to um, you know, try to build this confidence and try to learn how to, to accept the steps. I know sometimes you just have to accept yourself to move forward step by step. It's not a process, it's not a writing process that everything, we go to step one, step two. We have the same goal, but I'm sure that we don't go the same, we don't take the same path. You know, it's about, what you're living, it's about your days, it's about your experience. So, I would say that to answer the first question, my biggest fear was and is still the same. It's the fear of, um, mistaking when I'm speaking. But I did accept it, and I'm trying to do my best, trying to improve myself, trying to be better than yesterday. So I take time to read, I take time to listening to, music a lot. And I think that helps me a lot, and I'm trying to improve myself. So to the second part of the question, I would say that what keeps me motivated or to stay motivated, it's an experience that I had with English. So I left Haiti and I come to Dominican Republic and I came here. I didn't really have, skills for I can say that, for a good job here. Honestly, I was new. I didn't know anything about the country. I didn't even speak English. So I started to fill form for some call center here. I didn't have the level. I'm I'm still thinking that I don't really have the level now. But what's happening is I got rejected more than 3 times. You know, I got rejected and I started to doubt of myself. I said, yo, you don't speak English. You have to find somewhere. You have to find a way to start, learning. And one day I decided to fill to a company here and then I went there and I just say to myself, I'm gonna try it. But deep inside of me, I had that feeling that I would get it this time. You know, not because I know that I'm waiting for it, but I say I don't have anything to lose, but I have all to win. So I'm gonna try. And I went there and I failed. And then I passed some test. So the first test I failed. And then there was a lady, a Dominican lady, and then she told me, do you wanna try again? So I was like, yo, I said, okay, no problem. And thanks to God, God did. And, I succeeded. And I say, you know, the biggest thing in English is not even like speaking well or like being showing that you speak English. It's not even being a good speaker. The biggest thing that you have to keep in mind is that you are a learner. You are learning. It's a learning process. You have to accept the steps. If you accept the steps, that means you have to accept making mistake. You have to accept to learn and to improve. The word learning English, it's about improving day by day, trying to be better than yesterday. And you have to, you know, put yourself in the word completely, you know. And so from that day, I'm still learning. I would say that I'm still learning, but I started to believe in myself. I started to cultivate the motivation and the self-confidence, and here I am today. So right now, I will say that I didn't even learn to speak English by reading books, or I started to learn English by talking to people, listening to music, watching videos, and talk to you like guys like you. And I'm trying to improve day by day. And the fact that I'm speaking to other people, American people, every day, you know, that's helped me improve myself. So that's all I have to say about it. And again, I would say thank you a lot, teacher. And I think it's my first day, it's my first day talking to you or participate with you, but I promise
Hmm.
From that day, from today, I'll be always with you guys. I appreciate
Great.
it.
Great. So to thank you, man, our dear brother. I really appreciate that because your experience can really motivate the other folks who are here as well to really know that you can really do it. If you did it, they Stanley did it. The other folks like Mr. Stanley Stafford, they did it. The other folks can do it as well. Thank you, Amelia.
Konesans se sel bagay yo pa jan ka apren nan men yo. Mem si yo ta depote yo. Apren angle tade, wa sonje mte pale yo. My name is Steffi from Comwad Language Courses. Nan Comwad Language Courses, nou itilize pi bon méthode ki se méthode konversasyon. Nou pa fokis sou wek gramatikal. Sa ki pi important pou nou se ekoute, komprehensyon e pi pale. Sa ap ton pou komanse. Nouvel sesyon, se mwa sa. Ou ka ankouraje fami ou ak zami ou pou yo apren pale angle tou. Pour plus d'informations, contactez nos numéros ça.
Life in America is beautiful, but it's more beautiful when you speak English well. I'm Yolanda from Commonwealth Language Courses. Commonwealth Language Courses, c'est une école online qui apprend nous parler anglais. Li fait live sur Zoom, ça qui veut dire qu'on apprend parler langue anglais à n'importe côté dans le monde là. So, soit besoin, c'est un appareil qui a Internet. Par exemple, un téléphone, une tablette ou bien un laptop qui sont aptes pour commencer. Nouveau session, c'est moi ça. Ou capable écrire un numéro ça qu'on soit besoin toute information que vous besoin. N'attend nous toutes.
Let's go quick, Mr. AFG. You get the microphone, open it. Let's go quick with you.
So the known problem is half resolved. Everybody is greeted here. Again, my name is Galilei Altinor, aka AFG, as teacher Michael just said that. Today, I'm so pleased again to be here, even though I come too late. And then I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear me well because of the bad connection internet. So it is
We
very
hear,
bad here because of the weather today.
we
So
hear you really well.
I think Natcom is gonna be good at this time. All right. So uh we are talking now about the biggest challenges in my learning process. In my learning process, I think it is the English learning process. That was very challenging because I didn't really know how to learn a new language. Okay. But the first thing that kept me motivated, that was the first day that I went to the institute and the teachers were talking together to each other. And then they were speaking in English. And I was looking everywhere. When they say, yeah, hello, but I didn't even understand anything. And I said, oh, if they are Haitian and like they can speak English like this, I will do it one day. And then in the level one, level two, I didn't really stay motivated. Level three, I said, no, I'm paying money. I gotta take things seriously. And then I started practicing. I started looking, like watching some videos, and I got a model. Okay. And then I went to a level four. I went to Jeunesse en Mission, like and Saint Mark Town. And then I practiced with some native people, okay, to hear the American accent. And that was even more challenging because I was afraid to make mistake. And I said, no, it's not like this. And I remember the first time I they called me for the call center, and I said, Jesus, I'm gonna start a new part of my life, a new chapter. And I said, no. So you don't have to be afraid. The second me, I said, no, you don't have to be afraid, bro. You gotta keep up. And I did it. So I was very afraid of making mistake. The first day that was very challenging. That was I can say that was the worst day I spent in my life. And then there he is. Now I can speak, I can listen when people are talking. So that was very good. The biggest challenge was uh being afraid of making mistake. Don't be afraid. If you want to speak English, say things. If you don't say anything, everything is gonna be kept in your mind, not from your mouth. If you say it here, someone can hear and then help you. This person can correct you, and then you are going to do better like next time. So that was fearing of making mistake, teacher. So you said that I don't have to take so long time because so I have things to say, but The time is so short. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you for that. Now, because I know after we're gonna get the question number 6, which is going to be the last question. In that question, we will get opportunity like to give advice, some tips. You will get more time, like some more time, more minutes to spread your words. Thank you. So now we're gonna go to the question number 6. The question number 6 says, "What study tips do you have for people who want to improve the English? And what is the best way to improve quickly?" You get experience, Miss Neftali, Miss Steffi, Mr. FG, and you, Mr. Stanley, the other folks. You get your experience. Do you understand? If you get some really good tips, and when I say you, not to you, and I'm talking about it to everybody. Let's go. We're gonna start with you, please, Miss Steffi. You get the microphone.
Thank you, Teacher Michael, for giving the mic for the last time. And about the question, what study tip I can give? From my experience, the first tip I can give to someone who want to improve the learning process and the English learning process is take your study seriously. If you don't know why you are doing it, it will be impossible to reach the target. You cannot hit a target, you cannot see, but you have to identify your first target. You want to speak English, you have to know your why you want to do it. For travel, to be able to work, if you can identify your niche, it will be easier for you to study. And secondly, even though it's not about grammar when you want to speak English, but you have to fix some goals to achieve. It's about the reading process. If you're about the speaking one, the writing one, even though because there is four facets in the learning process. But the difficult one is to speak. This is why I can encourage you to, in your schedule, to put at least 10 minutes, 30 minutes to practice. Practice every day. If you cannot do it in the morning, try to do it during the day. If you cannot, don't let one day pass without practicing. If you don't practice, you will not make progress. And another thing, you have to have a great environment. What does that mean? Your circle is important. If you want to speak English, and every time you will still speak with people speaking Creole, it's not bad to speak in Creole, but you have to have a great environment. And why here in Common Language courses, we do have it. Some people take advantage, some don't. And it's so sad for who's not taking this opportunity seriously. Because I remember one of the biggest challenges was I was learning English first time. It's because every time I leave the institute, when I go to take the tap when they call in, hey, I have to speak Creole. And around me, there's nobody to practice. But with English, right, with the social media right now, you can, circle yourself with people who can help you moving forward in your learning process. And this is one of the things I first doing it when I was learning English. I try to relocate the person I know who speak English because I want to practice. Even the Common Language courses give me the opportunity, but I still look around for more because I want to achieve my goal. And another thing I can suggest you too, guys, to improve, sometimes I do that. I record myself. I talk to myself, I answer myself, and I tape it. I record it. And I try to listen it after to say where I make mistake and to try to correct it. And we have one tool today, even though the teacher cannot be able to help us. Around here, we can tag another students. And we have Google also. You can Google it and try to listen again and again to how you can say it. And another tip I can give to other people studying also, try to learn something new every day. And reading help you do that. When you're reading a book, maybe when you're listening something, you have some word what is a little bit foreign, you can just take a note after make research. They're gonna improve your vocabulary. And sometimes it's not a scene. If you can ask somebody, how do you see me? Ask question to see if you're getting better or not. People who love you will not lying to you. They're gonna let you know how they see you. From 1 month to 2 months, if you make progress, if you don't, what you can do. And in which area. Don't be afraid to ask question. And the biggest one, try to beat your fear. Because fear can stop you to moving forward in your learning process. And the second part of the question was, what is the best way to improve quickly? The best way to improve quickly for me is give yourself a deadline. I say, okay, I'm starting in January. By July or by June, I want to be able to get a level, because in English we are A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. Give yourself a deadline. If you did not achieve it at that time, it's not a sin. You can read the deadline and it be able to help you to achieve your goals. And another thing you can do is practice every day. Practice every day. Some good quality we see in the club gonna help you. Be self-disciplined. When you have self-discipline, you're gonna do it even though you don't feel like it. Be courageous. Don't be afraid to practice every day. Boost your self-confidence. That's gonna help you to be able to, show what you know. It's a great thing when you can show what you know. And this is why we really like about our community right here. It's not only about English. We learn, but we have knowledge also. And this kind of club give us the opportunity to do research, to feed our brain and to have things to say when you're around whatever people, even though it's medical stuff, environment stuff, social media stuff, we do have things to say. And guys, if you try to do this kind of thing and the other tips you're gonna receive, guys, I can see you're gonna love yourself from 3 to 6 months right here. Thank you so very much, Teacher Michael.
Congratulations, our beautiful lady, Johnston. So I'm so proud of you. I really congratulate, and I will thank you, and thank you a million. So we're gonna keep moving. It's going to be Stanley, after Stanley, Neftali, after Neftali, AFG. If somebody else want to say something, raise your hand. But it's going to be a kind of really deep, especially people who have experience. Mr. Stanley, let's go really quick with you, my brother, please.
I know that it's not really a study step, but I don't want to mention it because it is really important. And then if I got somebody, when I was a beginner that gave me that, I would probably, have, more, accuracy and fluency right now. As I said earlier, guys, it is the same thing that I would say, right now. It's to take yourself accountable. You are the only one person that can really help yourself. Okay. Even though that you have a teacher that will give you, the thing, the path that will pave the path for you, but you are the only one that can really bring yourself, to the path and have the fluency and accuracy that you want. Because, sometimes we think that the fact that I got a teacher and then the teacher will give to me, the 100%. No, the teacher, supposed to give you 1%, the pave the path for you. But the 99%, it is you that should do it. Okay. I remember when I was a beginner, I tried to learn that language, for the first time. The thing that I did, at that period of time is try, to learn a lot of expression. I was a beginner, but I got a lot of expression in my mind. I could even being able, to use them, but I just have them. I do research, conduct research every day, try to learn. I forget them. I will learn them again, until, I fix them, in my mind. It is the same thing that you supposed to do, for yourself. Take yourself accountable. When the teacher, give you, some housework, to do, not only, go in your house and after that, try, to scratch and sniff. And then when you get back, to school, and then you try, to copy some people, homework, and think that at the end of the day you will be able, to move forward. No, things not like that. There are some personal sacrifices that should be done only by you. Even though that you got the teacher, it will bring something for you, try to teach you try to, give you something, but it will never force you, to accept it. It's for that reason you can hear that proverb. Um, you can lead a horse to water, but you can force it, to drink. It is the same thing for you. If you got opportunity, to provide yourself, some English, you can provide yourself English, you pay for that. Don't throw your money out, don't throw your money away. Just do it, with all your body. Give yourself a 100%, to the process. I know sometimes you don't feel like it, to do it. It's not a problem, because as a human you need to waste your body, you need to waste, your mind. Maybe there are something wrong that happened to you, and then for the moment, the present moment, you can't do anything. Just waste your body, just waste your mind, and then get back up. Is what it is. If you don't do it, if you don't push yourself, forward, no one else will do it for you, and no one else, will try, to walk in your shoes. You are the only one. Maybe at that time, a person might say, "Oh, I feel sorry for you," but at the end of the day, it doesn't care about the thing that you struggle for. It is you that really care about yourself. If you really want the thing that you're doing right now, just suck it up. Give yourself a 100%, to the process. Put yourself to it. Try to go to the extra mile. Just stay a little up, at night, just to study. Learn something, even though that first thing in the morning you will, probably, forget it. It's not a problem. Just force yourself, to do something. And the other thing as well, it is self-denial. It's almost the same thing. Prevent yourself from the some pleasure right now, because you are young, and then you got the opportunity, to make it only right now. Okay, you will not have the opportunity i- i- anymore. And me, if I haven't learned that beautiful language sometime in the past, I would not be able, to do it right now, because I don't have time anymore. You know, each time that, God give me opportunity, to celebrate, my birthday, it's like, it's not a burden. I know it's a grace. I know it's a wisdom. But at the end of the day, I don't have the same amount of time, available anymore. There are certain things that I've done, if it was not be done, it might pass. It would be not, be done right now, because, I don't have time. It is the same thing for you. As you grow up, you will not have the same amount of time. Each time that you see you have, do something that is meaningful for you, that can really help you. If you think that right now the most important thing for you is to practice speaking, just do it, do it, do it, do it until you fight soon, that. If you think that right now it is listening skills that is more important for you, keep doing it until you fight soon, that skill. If you think it is writing, do something, do anything that can really move you. If you think that, like, it's what, one page, one phrase that can really help you in the learning process, just do it. Take advantage of the moment, the present moment, because your success, you can only build it, if you concentrate on the moment, on the present moment. If you think that I will postpone it, I will have later time just to make that happen, you will never have it. It's for that reason I encourage you to take yourself accountable. Once you do it, you know that you are the only one that can really do it, that can really make it happen, for yourself. That means you take a great step, that can really help you, moving forward. And after that, have passion, really feel passionate about the thing that you're doing, because only sacrifices are not enough. Because if you see in those sacrifices like a burden, at the end of the day you feel like, I'm frustrated about the process, I'm not enjoying the process, and then you will tend to quit. And then if you tend to quit, you will not have the same energy. You will not feel of beings, to keep wake up early in the morning, to practice with people, to step out of the comfort zone. It is the most important thing I could say, to step out of the comfort zone. It requires a lot of guts. And then if you don't really love the process, if you don't feel passionate about the thing you're doing, there are certain things that you would not be able, to do it, because you think that it is not worth enough. But if you think that I love the thing that I'm doing, and I know for sure that the thing that I'm doing right now. If I keep doing it, what is the thing that waiting for me, at the end of the process? It's like, you project yourself into the future. You see the rewards, and then you bring the rewards back to the present moment by doing, something, by making some sacrifices. You just let fire under yourself. You leave fire under yourself. You don't let, let yourself off the hook. That means, you take accountable. You take yourself accountable, for the thing that you're doing, and know that if I don't do it, it is my fault. There is nobody else, to blame. I'm the only one person that should be blamed, and then I accept that I need to do anything that can really, help me, moving forward. I think it's all, and thank you, teacher.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go with you, please, Miss Niftali. You get 4 minutes or less. 4 minutes. It's a
Yeah.
good, really good speech. Let's go really quick with you.
Yes, and that's exactly why I have a timing for 5 minutes. Maybe I can
Okay, you
steal
can
one more.
you can go with five if you want. I can give you five. I don't have any problem there. Let's go quick.
Okay, thank you so very much for that. Yeah. I remember when I was at school, I wasn't even 10 years old, and I was about to be transferred from my school to another one. And a cousin of mine said to me, Neftali, at that school, because I was being transferred from my countryside to the capital, but it was the same congregation, the same school. And one of my cousins said, Neftali, they won't keep you at school because you don't speak French. And I was like, oh, wow, guys, before the end of the year, I speak French really, 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 really well. And like 10 years after, I found out that my cousin did not speak French. It was a joke, and I took it for real. I was 10. Unfortunately, I didn't know if it was a joke because without that, I maybe will not even be able to speak French. But it was just an example. But how did I do that? I remember I was very young and I didn't have knowledge that I have for now. Because after that, I've read a lot of books. And before I have 15 years old, because I was 15, before I was 15 years old, guys, it's a fact. Of, for me, I've read more than 100 books. I like reading. I like reading, and if it is knowledge, I am passionate about whatever that can help me to grow. But guess what? I'm a lazy person. I don't like to put things in my head like, okay, I'm going to sit down to memorize a lot of things. I don't like to do that. I rather grab my pencil and full a notebook, but I'm not going to memorize anything. I'm lazy. But I strongly believe that if you write down something, at least you have 30% in your mind that's going to keep in your mind. So to learn a new language, to learn a new skill, you need a lot of effort. And one of them, and one of the most attractive things when I first started learning English, was when I have an emergency.
Let's go really quick with you, brother. We get some 3 minutes. If you need four, I can give you four as well. It's up to you. Let's go quick. Oh, I'm sorry. The mic. Go for it. I'm sorry. Open it.
All right, hello again to everybody. Thank
Mhm.
you, Mr. Marco. Even though you gave me only 3 minutes, I'm gonna try to do my best to go shorter than ever. So that is a very, very beautiful subject because the new learners really, really, really need it because that is going to help them to stay motivated in their learning journey. What study tips I have for people who want to improve their English? I'm going to start with the first one. So I got a lot of a lot of tips of advice that I can give them to improve their way of speaking. Okay, to try and get some methods to speak English to improve their capacity, to improve their level. First of all, I'm going to start with practicing every day. Practicing every day can make a big difference in your English learning journey because you're going to memorize at least 40% of what you've been practicing with any, even though with yourself or with somebody else. Okay, so when you're at home, in the front of a mirror, you can practice with yourself. And the other thing is try to learn phrase, like sentences, phrases. Don't focus only on learning new vocabularies. They are very important. But when you know the vocabularies, you won't be able to use them. But it is different to when you know how to use them in a sentence and you know what they really mean. You will be able, like easily, you will say, even you won't be very like aware of what you're saying. You're going to speak really fast, and then they are all going to come in your mind without even have a deep thinking about it. It is very, very important and then more crucial than learning only new vocabularies, than expressions, phrases. And then the best way that you can do that is following some teachers, some people like Obama. I got Prince EA, so they are my models. So I really like the way that they speak. I really like the way that they speak, and then I've learned a lot of things from them. It's very important. And the other thing is believe in yourself, self-confidence. That is more crucial than all those things that I've just said. Even though I said they are very important, but that is more important. When you believe in yourself, you know that what you can do and what you can't, you are in measure now to change, just to overcome your fear. But if you don't, you won't be able to do anything. You won't be able to push forward because you don't know yourself. You don't know your limit. But when you know it, you can do everything you want. If you don't, you'll be like such a lazy person. You got the opportunity now. You can do it. You can use my advice. Me, I did it like this. I tried to practice. I said, if I don't, I will be like the laziest person in ever. And I did it. I tried to hear from native speakers to see how they speak. I hear from American people. I hear from I hear the British accent as well to see like the difference in languages, you know, and that helped me a lot. Until now, I am in the learning journey. Till now, okay, I'm working every day. I am learning every day, and I am trying to be better every day. It is very important. And I remember something like a phrase that says, fake it until you make it. Consider yourself as the next version of yourself. If you are now, you can't speak English, if you don't understand what I'm saying now, you don't understand anything, consider yourself as like tomorrow you'll be able to understand. It seems like today you are able to understand, but you can't. But you have the opportunity today to do it. If you don't, tomorrow you won't be able to do it. But if you do it today, you will be. So it is very important. Then the best way to improve it, it is self-confidence. Self-confidence. If you have it, you have all of the other things. Okay, all the other things are very like they are like basic things you can say. Okay, keep practicing every day, doing the right things. Don't be afraid of speaking. Standing in front of a mirror, talk to yourself, and follow some other people who speak English very well. Don't follow people who don't really speak English very well. Okay, you will be lazier than them. I say that to you because I know the truth. Okay, once you follow someone who has the capacity to let you know how the truth is and what it is exactly, you will be able to be better than this person because you are learning from him or her, and then you're going to add it to the capacity that you have, and then you're gonna be better than this person. Okay, don't forget, it is self-confidence. It is the best way, self-confidence, because if you don't have it, you won't be going anywhere. Thank you so much, Teacher Michael. Don't forget, fake it until you make it.
Great. Great. So thank you, and thank you a million, our dear brother, my dear brother, Mr. FG. It was a really nice pleasure having you around the table tonight to get opportunity to share not only your experience, but also some really good tips that can really help the other folks to understand, like to keep going in the learning process. So thank you very much.
When I start learning English and common language courses, what attract me most was the way that we don't only learn grammar. And as I was saying, I read a lot of books. I like reading, but I'm a lazy person. I don't like, for example, okay, I'm going to memorize phrases in a language. No, Neftali will never do that. I don't know in the future things can change, but for now, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not that kind of person. But I have a lot of other way. I am a visual learner. To learn, I like to see what I'm learning and understand it better. But sitting on a chair with a notebook open in front of me, learning or memorizing word or phrases, that's not me. That's not me, unfortunately. And when I started learning English with common language courses, I saw one of my hobby. They were using it as a method of learning. That was so sweet. That was so good. And I started learning and I got opportunity to restart my reading process, my hobby one more time, and not only using it like when I was a child, but using it to really, really become something. We're using it to learn, using it to grow and become a better version of myself. So, what I recommend each of you, if you want to learn as fast as possible, is not memorizing words. Because I remember when I first started learning Spanish, I learned Spanish in a period of 4 months only, because at that moment I didn't have anybody to translate for me, and I had the need. But not only the need, it is because I was reading in Spanish and I had people around me and I was practicing. I didn't have a lot of theory, but I had a lot of practice. And whenever I'm not able to express something, I just ask people around me, what's that? How can I say that? And they said that to me. So I learned like that. So the same thing happened as well. When you're learning a new language and you're not able, you feel that you don't have time enough, or you're not a good learner to memorize a lot of things, you can write down things that you really want to learn, even though you are not going to open that book anymore. But by writing them down, you're going to have something in your mind that gonna live for sure. And other things as well after the reading process that um that attract me in common language courses was also in my second month, I remember Teacher Michael introduced to me the card, the card like paternity card, divorce card, and my favorite until now still be paternity card, because you're not going to learn grammar, but you're going to listen to real English. Person that is speaking English, not speaking like not you, focusing on grammar. They're explaining what they really feel. They're explaining their need. In my real life, that's what I'm going to need. And sometimes I have some paternity code that stay on my mind forever. One of my favorite was about a young lady who lived a completely false life. None of uh her child was her child, and neither for her husband. And that was a secret that she got opportunity to keep that secret for her entire life. And I remember her daughter was about to get married and she was asking for her father because she needed to present someone to her future husband. That was like, I didn't have enough English to express what I was feeling, but I did understand. I didn't have enough grammar, but I could understand the whole story. But the grammar, no, I didn't have anything like that. So that's why I remember, if you want to learn English as fast as possible, you must listen to people that is speaking English. You want to learn something, you can ask a native speaker to help you with that. Okay, If I need to learn to know how to say, what's that? And I saw a pencil, I don't know how to say it in English. I can ask someone who already speaks English, what's that? And that person is going to say it to you. You're going to remember that word for most time if you would have sit on the chair and try to remember that word. And also, when you read, you're not going to learn that language, but you're going to be accurate. You're going to be able to express yourself like a real native speaker because you're going to have much uh word, much way to say things. And I think that's better because we have no people, they spend their entire life speaking in English, but when you are listening to that person, you feel like something is missing. I don't know why, but I'm pretty sure that something is missing. That person is speaking, but it's not like a native speaker, and that person is still struggling after years. The thing is that person doesn't read. If you read, you are going to sound more natural. That is the word. You're going to sound more natural. So that's why I recommend the reading and also the listening, but not listening to grammar stuff, but listening to person that is speaking with English that you're going to need if you go to a market. For example, if you okay, you can think about, okay, right now I am in a cold market. Where can I find a cold market? So that's the real life. So thank you so very much, Michael. I know that I was longer than I promised, but I'm so sorry.
Mhm. Great. So thank you, my beautiful Niftali. You did a really good job, and I really thank you, and I really congratulate you as well for a sacrifice because I know Friday it was 3 hours. Today was the same. I really think, and I really congratulate all of you guys, especially Miss Steffi, Miss Nancy, Mr. AFG, and there's a brother right here, Mr. Galaxy, but Mr. Stanley, Miss Junie, Miss Sophie, and Mr. Guerrier, and who else? Miss Junica. And all of you, the other folks who had opportunity to be around, Miss Milford, all of you guys, I would think, and I would congratulate you, Miss Nadege as well. All of you, the other folks, it was a really nice pleasure. So